Having kids under the age of 30 is the stupidest shit you could possibly do for your financial future. Now look, if we were back in the 1920s when life expectancy was late 50s and early 60s, having kids in your 20s was probably a smart thing to do because by the time your kids were 30, you were dead. But we are not in the 1920s anymore, and we are in 2025 where our life expectancy is closer to 85, which means we can take longer to do things like have children.
I feel like that's an interesting perspective from a bloke, but from a biological perspective,
it's a different thing.
That hasn't changed for women from 1920s to now as well. So he could be having kids as long as he functions in that way.
And it's not like when you have children, they're for like 24 months. When you have children, you're committing to kids for a minimum of 15 to 20 years.
I hate it. Sorry, stop it there. I hate how he talk. It's a commitment. You have kids forever. Touch wood, as long as they're healthy and safe and nothing happens to them. But you're having your kids forever. This is a forever decision. I understand where he's coming from a financial perspective. Yeah, there are tough periods.
I've had conversations with some of my close mates who are married now. The conversation about kids always comes up. And they're like, when's it going to happen? Because we're all 25, 26 in that kind of age group, right? Some of them are talking about how it's just too expensive. They can't afford to do it. Yet they travel, they do.
That's interesting.
They do things, right?
Yeah.
Are you actually delaying it because you're saying it's expensive, or it's just because your priorities are in different places? Like, both are fine, but like, what's the real reason behind it? I also kind of think too, and maybe it's a generational thing where people around my age bracket, I think they like to sort of push responsibility away a little bit, because I think if you had a kid, like I say, I think that almost becomes sort of an incentive to actually focus more on what you're doing, because now there's something at stake.
But you're right, financially, having a family makes you hungrier, right? So all of a sudden you won't fail, or you will push for that pay rise or that promotion, or that you'll push harder in that side hustle. Like, having children make you hungrier.